What's it going on? STS here. Welcome back to another simple review. Just got on it when I did The Veil, that shitty movie. It's like it was between two choices. Like I said, it was either The Veil or The Legend of Hell House, and I didn't choose The Legend of Hell House. I chose The Veil because it was brand new. Well, just like I said, I was gonna watch The Legend of Hell House. I have. I just got done watching it in its full entirety. I dozed off a couple of minutes, but I didn't really miss anything too big. Outstanding film, I just say. I don't have the cover. I wish I had the VHS tape. So the screenshot you'll see is which I'll tell you the story before this film, before I get done my favorite parts, because this, me and my reviews, I spoil a lot, and before that, I usually don't give people warnings, but I'm going to give you warnings. But the thing is, though, I'm basically going to talk about my favorite like scenes of the film. But first, I'm going to tell you what I know about the film. Because some movies have history. This movie has history in my life. As a kid, I grew up on 604 South Gallatin Street. Now it's a trap house. That was my grandparents' house for many years, since 1990. Well, since I've been born. That's the only place my grandma's been. The house I was in. Well, my Aunt Kelly at the time, which I showed and shared this page here about this video. So it's basically a story with a review. My aunt, she had a tape horror movie that I used to see, and it scared me half to death. And that was The Legend of Hell House. And that was because what's the guy's name? Sorry, I have the phone back. Yeah, Dr. Lionel Barrett will play like Clive Revill, and that's his character, being busted, like, something. When the demon killed him, all the shit bloody and hell. I hate that cover. And I just like a couple of thoughts, and then I see in the Wikipedia page they had their old cover with the skull on it. Then in the Netflix their screenshot of it is when the woman, Miss Tanner's character, which is not that bad, but it's not more it's graphic, but not as graphic as the original VHS cover. But the screenshot you see is the infamous VHS cover. And when I saw it, because I was like, I'm gonna find out what this cover's all about. I'm not afraid anymore. I need to find out. And I found out, and I got to see the cover. I'm like, man, I was really that scared, but this is a good film. I enjoy this film a lot. The one thing that I love about this film is Roddy McDowall. Roddy McDowall, hands down, the actor. I mean, he's playing supporting. I think he's playing supporting actor in this film, but his character's the shit. I can remember, but I'll read the plot. I mean, not really the plot, but the story. The Legend of House is a 1973 British horror film directed by John Hough and based on the American novel Hell House by Richard Matheson, who also wrote the screenplay. The film stars Pamela Franklin, who stars as Miss Tanner, Roddy McDowall as Benjamin Franklin Fisher, Clive Revill, who as Dr. Lionel Burnett, and Gayle Hunnicutt, his wife, as a group of researchers who spend a week in a purposely haunted English manor in which previous visitors were killed. So there's your little thing. And the music, the score's very good. I mean, it's like tribal drums in a way. The characters we can talk about. I mean, well, first of all, we can talk about the atmosphere. I love the atmosphere. Just the way the film, with the house is, like when I first started going in the house, and they end up going like the fog going in with the house, the shade of it, very fucking creepy. I wouldn't want to be around that fucking house. If you see that house, fuck no. The characters. I mean, we could talk about the four characters. We can have Mr. Tanner's a mental medium, a mental psychic. I don't know what the fuck that really means. Because Brian McDowall's character is the physical medium. Well, the character is Miss Tanner sounds like a little bitch. She's the youngest of all four of them. But her character was alright. Yeah, she was alright. Okay. I think she did pretty well. Pamela Franklin. That was her part. Then you have let's go to the husband, the first main character you see is film. That's the Dr. Lionel and his wife. He's this basically skeptic. He uses science and everything. Maybe he's a skeptic. I don't know. I'm just putting my opinion towards him. He's all about science and all this shit. So that's what I mean. On the film, he has that science, that big damn machine to whatever. Yeah, I think he comes out as a dick, but when he's in front of the VH cover dead, yeah, that's what happens. And then his wife, one of the most things about that is she just comes along like, oh, I always come with you every time you go to a place. He didn't want her to go, but she survived though. We can cover the key parts though, but first of all, before the spoiler alerts, however, I recommend this movie all the way. One of the best. The British, they have some good films. They know how to do their work, and this was a pretty damn good film. I enjoyed it a lot. Slow paced, but the old school stuff. I love watching. I'm glad I'm watching, and I'm loving watching these 70s, 80s, and 90s flicks. But it's so damn good. I think you guys would enjoy it. Well, if it was here, I stamp on it. I stamp my recognitions. This is probably one hell of a good horror movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. I hate rating, but it doesn't really matter. But there's parts, the cat scene with the possessed cat, who's I forgot. Sorry, spoiler alert. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, the cat scene by Miss Tanner scratching this possessed cat. Jeez, man, it's just fucking unreal. That scene was something else. So the sounds and everything, it sounds great. The one that we're going to think I didn't know about is this that his wife was like having these hallucinations or just seeing visions of people fucking, and it was supposedly the woman was her supposedly, and the guy was Benjamin, Mr. Fisher's character or Roddy McDowall's character. And she ended up going to him sleepwalking naked or whatever, and he slaps her like, you were sleepwalking, puts her dress up on her and stuff. But yeah, who knew? Also, let's cliffhang it. The very end, what happened? Maybe they got together. Who knows? And there's the infamous. Well, I think the deaths. We could talk. Yeah, we could talk about the deaths real quick. The deaths. I mean, the first one on Tanner, which sorry, spoiler alert. That was because that was also that's the cover too. That's the original. That was the cover on the Netflix opening. Was that Miss Tanner's death? It was okay, crushed by the legs and the chapel, the cross and stuff. Only 2 deaths in this film, and then you have the husband Lionel. His death's infamous because of the infamous VHS cover, which you'll see right there. That's why to say his death was. But then again, but then here's the thing: his was like a half screen fucking death because you didn't even see it all. You seen the first one. You seen Mrs. Tanner's death, but you don't see the Lionel's death, Dr. Lionel. You see his machine because he thinks his machine has cleared up the whole fucking place. But it goes to shit because he's all by himself. Never be by yourself because that's when demons come out because they're cowards and shit. Those demons and ghosts, you know that, but no one listens in these damn horror movies. It still be the same shit. And his thing broke and it went in his eyes, and then his wife comes up and says, Lionel, he says here he's in the chapel and then he's dead. So I think that was a kind of a fucking letdown. And then, and finally, we can talk about the very ending of this. This is one of the movies because I went to haunted houses. Like, I wasn't proposed like real haunted houses, and I used Dozen Rolls before. In my time when I was very negative at the time, it was one of the worst times of my life. But Roddy McDowall's character, Benjamin, he's a survivor. His character's like he was there before when the investigators checked it out when he was a little younger, and he survived. He's a psychic medium, but he ends up going to, he fights this motherfucker off, because he finds the truth chapel had a secret room, and it had the main villain, or his preserved body, which he's supposedly haunting the place, and the way he does it, he fights it off, and it hits him back. It's like, your mother was a whore! Your mother was a bitch! You were a bastard! It was so awesome. It made me feel like I'm not gonna let any evil forces take my ass down. I always like that, and that's part of my favorite moment of the whole film is the very end of that moment. Because he pushes him back, the demon or whatever guy, but then he pushes him and he just finally he irritates him and pushes him off, and he's like, he leaves. And they go in the secret port or secret room in the chapel because that room wasn't cleared. Every other rooms were, but that one wasn't because it was stacked. It was like squished with lead or something. The rooms were, but But that's the very end of this film. People review this good. You know, I review it very good. This was Marvel Comics adapted this story into its Werewolf by Night comic book series. But that is the 1973, I believe. 1973 Hell House. There's the skull one. Right there, if you want to see it. There's the Legend House. But I love the film. I enjoyed it. And I think anybody else would enjoy this film. But that is Legend of Hell House 1973. I'm STS. Thank you once again for sitting with me to watching this simple review. And I will see you next time for the next simple review. Cheers.